We're following some very big breaking news tonight, news that will come as a big blow to Donald Trump and his agenda. Tonight, a 3-judge panel in New York has effectively balked almost all of Trump's disastrous tariffs. Trump's tariffs against Mexico and Canada, his tariffs against the EU, against China, his tariffs against uninhabited islands with nothing but penguins and snow. They are all blocked by this federal court decision. It comes out of the United States Court of International Trade, which is a specialized court you may or may not have ever heard of, but it deals specifically with trade issues. A 3-judge panel consisting of 1 Reagan appointee, 1 Obama appointee, and crucially and importantly, 1 Trump appointee, ruled unanimously that Trump's trade war is essentially illegal, that he does not have the authority to enact these sweeping tariffs on his own. When Trump signed the executive order enacting these tariffs, he cited something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, a law that gives the president the authority to use tariffs in times of national emergency. And in their ruling tonight, the judges write, quote, "The question is whether the International Emergency Economic Powers Act delegates these powers to the president in the form of authority to impose unlimited tariffs on goods from nearly every country in the world. The court does not read the law to confer such unbounded authority and sets aside the challenged tariffs imposed thereunder. The law does not grant tariff authority to the president simply when he finds or determines that an unusual and extraordinary threat exists." I sense a little snark there. I appreciate it. But man, when you put it that way, it all kind of makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not an expert in international trade law, but Trump's justifications for these tariffs have always been pretty thin, as Chris and I were just talking about. Trump claimed his tariffs on Canada were to stop fentanyl trafficking, even though less than 1% of the fentanyl we seize at the border comes from Canada.
I just need to point something out in case you missed it. She's giddy. I mean, she's like over the moon. Like, this is one of the greatest things ever. It's like, imagine you're so excited that the president of the United States had a major setback. Imagine that made you giddy. Some of you were thinking, well, Stu, you guys did the same thing with Joe Biden. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Number one, he wasn't even the president. We don't know who was signing executive orders. But number two, you think that Republicans were happy with the Afghanistan withdrawal debacle? Nobody was happy about that. No one. Not one Republican go, woohoo, he failed. No one. These people are delusional.
Less than 1%. Now, for the first time, we have a federal court saying that we all kind of sort of knew to be true already. The president's justification for this trade war is BS. And that is not all. The court tonight also ordered that all of the tariffs Trump has collected so far be vacated. Just how that will work, especially from a White House that doesn't exactly abide by every court order, and what that will all mean, I do not know. This is just breaking this news in the last couple of hours, but I have the right person to ask. Starting us off tonight is Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, who co-led this lawsuit against Donald Trump's tariffs. Attorney General Mays, thank you for joining us on such short notice. This all just happened in the last couple of hours.
Look at them. Look how happy they are. They're just giddy. They're giddy. And here's the reason that they're so happy. They know, they're going to feign that Donald Trump is just a madman. He's just doing it on a whim. He woke up on Wednesday and he just wanted to levy tariffs on every country on the planet. And it makes no sense at all. But they know exactly why he's doing it. He's doing it to level the playing field. And they all know that. They also know that it'll never affect them. See, they're living in like a little gated communities. You see, it's not going to affect them one way or another. And so they have a vested interest. Here's my main point. They have a vested interest in Donald Trump losing, because these are people who voted for Kamala Harris. And so Donald Trump must fail. He must fail. And we must at every turn thwart anything he's trying to do. Imagine you are trying to get tariffs on a level playing field. That's all he's trying to do. And imagine being so transfixed on your hatred for Donald Trump that you're actually working against the Americans' best interest. because that's the bottom line here. Look, whether tariffs would work or not, the thought that he is trying to level the playing field. See, the EU, China, these people have had us over the barrel. We have been their walking mat. And so Donald Trump says no more. And people like this are so giddy and happy that a bunch of judges who I guess they believe that they're actually the ones who were elected president. So they get to come in and just upend everything. By the way, explain to me how we're going to actually return any money we received from Trump's tariffs. How is that going to work? It's a legitimate question. By the way, they don't have an answer for that. This.
You well know. Let me just start, because I think we're all trying to digest this and people at home are wondering what this exactly means. It's our understanding that this ruling applies to all tariffs except for the ones imposed on steel and aluminum. First, is that right? And can you just give us the scope of the impact of this ruling tonight?
Sure. Thanks, Jen, and thanks for having me. It's a huge day for American consumers, for small businesses all throughout this country who were on the precipice of being absolutely devastated and harmed by these tariffs. And so we are celebrating this. We, like you, are still digesting it. But essentially, you're right. I mean, the Court of International Trade, in a very thoughtful decision, said that essentially all of the tariffs that Donald Trump engaged in under IEEPA, basically the April tariffs, are unlawful. And so they are enjoined. They are essentially enjoined as of tonight, as you and I are speaking. It looks like the Trump administration has made it clear they're going to try to appeal this decision, and they'll probably seek a stay. But for now, this is good news for the people of America.
They want you to believe that Donald Trump's attempt to level the playing field is bad for American business. That's what they want you to believe. Okay, and hang on a second, because I got to show you this, because this is so infuriating. This is the CEO of NVIDIA, okay? And he has a different point of view. See, and this is what MSNBC does. They never give you the other view. They just tell you that Donald Trump is a madman. He woke up on Wednesday and wanted to lay tariffs. That's not at all what's happening.
Said during the earnings call that you trust President Trump and that the president has a vision and a plan. Could I ask if you've talked to him about that plan, and if it includes coordinating with NVIDIA on policy adjustment that relates to changes in technology export controls?
Well, obviously, I don't know all of his ideas, but let me tell you about two that are incredible. The first one is utterly visionary. The idea of tariffs being a pillar of a bold vision to reindustrialize, to onshore manufacturing, and motivate the world to invest in the United States. And it's just an incredible vision. I think this is going to be a transformative idea for the next century for us. We're all in on the idea. We're setting up plants and encouraging our partners from around the world to invest in the United States, and we have a lot of stuff going on. And so I'm very excited about that.
Transformative. Change the century. In whose favor? America's favor. But see, the Jen Psakis of the world, they hate Donald Trump more than they actually love the country. There's more.
The second major idea is to rescind the AI diffusion rule, recognizing that this isn't about limiting American technology, but this is about accelerating American stacks around the world to make sure that before it's too late, that the world builds on American stacks during this extraordinary time, the AI era. And so these two initiatives are completely visionary, and it's going to be transformative for America.
I have a philosophy about Donald Trump and the tariffs and the level playing field. I think that Donald Trump has come to a place in his life where he understands he's not going to be here in about 20 years. And he understands that. And what he's working for is not his own family, but he's working for everyone so that everyone's family and their grandchildren are in a better place. Because, by the way, if the trend is walk all over America, that's the trend. Okay, shove America to the back of the bus. That's the trend. He's trying to single-handedly up in that and make it he's not trying to get us even the upper hand. He just want a level playing field. And you just heard it. It was a vision. And that guy, he actually understands the vision. He gets it. Because with this AI stuff and manufacturing, we're not talking about, assembly lines. We're not talking about stuff like that. We're talking about very high-skilled, very technical machine learning. Okay, Donald Trump wants that done here. Not China, not India, not Taiwan. And in order to do that, you got to start giving incentives for those companies to come back. And by the way, don't let anyone tell you, well, this is just a better business model. No, it's not. It's that they go to China because they know they got slave labor. It's not rocket science. Okay, you got a bunch of slave labor. They're not paying them anything, and so the CEOs are getting fat. This stuff just drives me bananas. They're so happy that Donald Trump is failed. They're so happy that this was a setback. It was a setback for the American business. Man, Jen Psaki, man, they should be ashamed of themselves. All right, that's it for now. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.